Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Coach Craig's Sports. Today is Tuesday, June 21st, and this is the MLB DFS video for today. So in today's video, we'll be going over a recap of yesterday's picks, seeing how they turned out, talking about my core picks for the FanDuel main slate for today. It is a large main slate and a 13-game main slate overall today. And then going over to my article over at WeBetATS.com and talking about my top GPP stacks for today as well. I'll have 4 that are listed there, and then I'll have some bonus ones as well, since there are a lot of teams worth stacking today. But with that being said, we'll get started with a recap of yesterday's picks. At the pitcher position, we had Noah Syndergaard, $7,800, got to 22 points, so he was a push. Kind of like that last inning he pitched, he gave up an extra 2 runs. If he doesn't give that up, he got about an extra 10 points there. He's at 32 points, and we're a lot happier with him. Unfortunately, that did not end up happening yesterday. Then at first base, we had Jose Abreu, $3,300, got to 6.2 points, so he was a push. Not anybody that really helped us, but not anybody that hurt us at the same time yesterday. Then we had Jonathan VR, $2,600, got to 3 points. He just had the one hit for the Cubs yesterday, so he was a push as well. Then we had George Springer, $3,500, got to 9 points yesterday, so I did give him a hit. $3,500, that's kind of on the borderline where it's a hit or not. So hit, push, whatever you want to call it yesterday. Not the best play in the world, but not the worst play either. Same thing can be said about Shohei Ohtani, who is $100 more. Also got to 9 points. Did give him a hit, but you're still looking for a little bit more out of these guys overall. So kind of a down day yesterday, but that's the best thing about MLB DFS. We can get right back at it the very next day. And with that being said, we'll get over to FanDuel and talk about my core picks for today. So we're going to start off at the pitcher position with Sean Manaea, $9,900, averaging just under 34 fantasy points per game all in the season. Think he has a good chance of getting 40 today. Goes against the Arizona Diamondbacks. He pitched against them earlier this season. That was actually his first start of the year. And in that game, he went 7 no-hit innings. Obviously, he wasn't able to continue the no-hitter since it was the first game of the year and he was kind of on a pitch count. But definitely has some very good history against the Arizona Diamondbacks, so would not be surprised if he's the top pitcher overall on today's slate. Then we move down to first base, and we're going to go with his teammate Eric Hosmer at $2,800, averaging just over 8 fantasy points per game on the season. He is 4 for 9 with 1 home run versus Zach Gallen in his career, so he offers a little bit of upside there today. And then we move down to shortstop. We're going to go with O'Neill Cruz at $2,000. So yesterday was his first game back up in the major leagues. Obviously, he played a couple games at the end of last season. One of the top prospects in all baseball, came in strong with a very, very good game against the Cubs. Goes against Matt Schwarber today. He has no MLB history versus him, but I assume that he's probably faced him at some point in the past in AAA, but do like the upside there for the flat minimum of $2,000. Then we're going to move down to Andrew Vaughn at $2,900, coming off a very, very strong day yesterday, and he is 3 for 3 with 1 home run versus Kevin Gausman in his career, so definitely a ton of upside there. And it's also important to note that Kevin Gausman has not been pitching as well as of late, so definitely could be some opportunities for this White Sox team and especially Andrew Vaughn today. Then last but not least, we got Dylan Carlson. He's kind of a late addition for me today at $2,800, averaging just under 8 fantasy points per game on the season. We weren't sure who was going to start for Milwaukee today, but it looks like it's going to be Chichi Gonzalez. Dylan Carlson is 3 for 5 versus him in his career, so could have some upside there. Chichi is probably not somebody you want starting at your major league team at this point in time. Unfortunately, he's kind of been a career journeyman, spot starter here and there, and not had a ton of success at the major league level. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players that I do have listed here, you have $14,600 remaining, just over $3,600 per player, so definitely some opportunities to pay up. If you want to take a little bit more balanced build right around that $3,600, you can definitely do that as well, but definitely some opportunities to play guys like Mike Trout, Byron Buxton. You can play Jake Cronenworth, who's been hitting the ball pretty well there as well. Definitely a lot of opportunities on today's slate overall. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to my article over at WeBetATS.com and talk about my top GPP stacks for today. So I'm going to talk a little bit in depth about the 4 that I do have, and then I have a bonus 4 that I'll be giving you guys today. So the first one that I do have is the Padres going against Zach Gallen. These Padres hitters have very good history versus Zach Gallen. Zach Gallen's a pretty good pitcher, though, and he's been pitching well. So kind of a little bit of risk here today, maybe one that's not quite as popular if you're trying to get a little bit different. Then we have the Texas Rangers going against one of their former teammates and Kyle Gibson. And Kyle Gibson has struggled very mightily against these Texas Rangers hitters, so definitely have a lot of interest there. Maybe another stack that's not too popular today overall as well. Then we have the Milwaukee Brewers going against Jack Flaherty. Jack Flaherty's second start back from the IL. Going to be on some type of pitch limit, right around 75 pitches we're guessing at this point in time. So could be some opportunities for the Brewers. They have some decent history versus him, and this is not the top of the line Jack Flaherty that we're used to. Then last but not least on my actual sheet is the Angels going against Jonathan Hazley of the Kansas City Royals. He's kind of been up and down this season, but I do like stacking the Angels today. Obviously, Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, Jared Walsh, Taylor Ward are going to be the top ones overall. And then if you need some other pay down options, there's some guys there available as well. So those are the main four that I have, but then kind of the bonus four that I got the Yankees going against Josh Fleming and the Rays, the Cardinals going against Chichi Gonzalez of the Brewers, the White Sox going against Kevin Gausman of the Toronto Blue Jays, and the Braves going against Anthony Descalfani of the Giants. So those would be the extra four. There's 8 viable stacks today, and even if you want to throw the Twins going against Aaron Savali of the Indians, who's coming off the IL himself, if you want to throw that in there as well, there's at least 9 viable stacks today, and maybe even some other ones that we haven't talked about already. So it's definitely going to be an interesting slate overall. But with that being said, these are my core 5 picks as well as top GPP stacks for today, June 21st. As always, if you have any questions related to MLB DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments below and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to let me know your favorite play on tonight's slate, whether it's someone from my core picks, whether it's someone from my top GPP stacks, or whether it's a completely different player you guys think I missed. Definitely interested in hearing what you have to say. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. Helps build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS, whether it's MLB or USFL. Those are the 2 main ones at this point in time. Obviously, the USFL is entering the playoffs. I may make a post for that this week. I haven't quite decided yet. But once we get back around to the NFL and NBA regular seasons, I'll be covering those 2 sports for DFS as well. And then with that being said, if you are a newer current subscriber who's yet to do so, also be sure to hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I've been saying, I post up daily MLB DFS videos just like this. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.